Let's make my Drop of Love table runner, and everything I am using here is from backing scraps from leftover quilts, but if you would like to make this pattern as well, you will need 1 yard in both solid and print yardage. With the yardage, you are going to cut 18 6-inch squares and 6 5.5-inch squares per each print. Then, using the free PDF pattern, which I will have linked down below in the description, you will print out the free template. Otherwise, you will need to use the Circle Savvy ruler by Creative Grids, which I will have also linked down below in the description. With that said, if you are using the free paper template, you need to print it out at 100%. And please triple check your printer settings, as most printers will scale it down, so make sure your settings are set at 100%. But once it is printed, use the 1-inch register mark to make sure everything was printed correctly. Then if it is, go ahead and cut on the exterior bold line with paper scissors. Then, using either template plastic or the cardboard backing from leftover layer cakes, you will trace both templates A and B and cut everything out one last time. When using paper templates, I do prefer the cardboard methods from the layer cake backings, as it does create a larger lipped edge for your rotary cutter than plastic template, but of course use whichever you like or have on hand as well. Now, with all of your 6-inch squares, you will cut 1 template A and 1 template B per each square. Doing so will result in very little waste. Now, if you prefer to use the Circle Savvy ruler, you will place the ruler on top of the 6-inch square and make one single cut on the 10.5-inch curved line. As with everything, be very careful with cutting your curves out. If you are struggling a bit, use a smaller rotary cutter like a 28mm, and it will be so much easier. But with all of that said, go ahead and cut your shapes out on all of the 6-inch squares using either the ruler or the template, whichever you prefer. And once everything is cut, we're just going to rotate our prints around and then sew everything back together again. Now, if you are using the templates, both A and B are perfect for each other. So when you go to sew your curve, you will just line up the edges perfectly and then sew your way around the curve. Now, to make things easier, if you finger press the centers, you can pin those center points to help avoid stretching while you're sewing the curve. But once everything is sewn together, you will have a 5.5-inch square block. Now, if you prefer to use the Circle Savvy ruler to cut your shapes out, you would start by sewing it a 1/4 inch or so away and make your way all around. Then once you hit the other end, you will have a 1/4 inch tail on the other end as well. Now, these two shapes aren't perfectly cut for each other, so template B per se will be slightly larger than required, but this can work out so much in your favor because once you sew them together, you will then trim your blocks down to a 5.5-inch square. Now, I personally prefer to use the Circle Savvy ruler because no matter how many curves that even I will sew together, some are going to sadly stretch. So using that Circle Savvy ruler, it will force you to trim your squares down to the correct size, but I believe it works in your favor as everything will then be perfect for piecing our blocks together. But go ahead and repeat these steps to all of your curved blocks. And once you have sewn everything together, it is time to form your quilt block. And all you're going to do is lay your blocks like so. And all you have to do is sew your blocks together to form rows. And then lastly, sew your rows together to complete a 20.5-inch square. And you'll just repeat this step until you've made a total of 3 quilt blocks. Then once all of your quilt blocks are made, you're just going to sew them together side by side to complete a 20-inch by 60-inch table runner. And here is what my table runner looks like all finished. For the backing, I am using more scrap fabric from a leftover quilt, and for the thread choice, I am going with stone as I'm trying to find a middle ground since one side is bright red and the other side is a creamy mixed print color. And here is what my quilt looks like all quilted. And I do hope you have enjoyed today's tutorial. I will have all the links down below in the description for both the ruler and the quilt pattern. But if you could please take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified for your next amazing quilt project.